Hi, welcome to another Crash Bang Wallet watercolour demonstration. I'm going to start off with a bit of raw sienna, a little bit of alizarin crimson. I'm just going to pop that in, a little bit more water, don't want it to dry out. Just want the colours to mix as they come down the paper. A bit more paint, raw sienna, alizarin crimson. Bring that down to the bottom. Leaving just tiny little gaps of white here and there. They'll act as the light source. So I'm down the bottom now, so I want to darken it slightly, going from light to dark. So I'm adding a bit of ultramarine, a bit of light red, ultramarine, and then I'm starting at the top, and that's just a little bit of raw burnt umber in there as well. More water. I want those colours to mix. Don't want to just hang around, staying there. Just want to see them just dripping just slightly down the page, only slightly, not too good, not going totally balmy like, you know what I mean? Let's just bring a bit more water, a bit more red, a bit more blue. Let's just back that in, something like that. Came a little bit higher than I intended to then. I'm sure I need to keep it something like that, but that doesn't matter. I can live with that. Well, actually, let's just take it out. If I wanted it a little bit lower, so actually I'm going to make it lower. I'm just going to take it out with some clean water. That's gone a bit mad. Let's just dry the brush slightly, soak that up at the bottom, and just brush that bit in again. So now we've got a lighter area. Bit of alizarin, bit of blue. Some clouds these are, sort of pottering around. Brush that in, a bit of variation, a little bit of red in there, a bit of blue. A little bit of texture in the clouds. Right, it's all that tight, it's just stretched slightly, coming away from the board. So I'm just going to refix it there with these clips. I'm just going to go just a very slight dry. No. Oh, hang on, I haven't switched the plug on, 1 second. That's all for that. Just soak that up at the bottom. I'm thinking, let's have a, say, a big, I don't know, mountain. So something like that. Comes down there like that. Some on this side, a little bit smaller. Right, so that's our little backdrop we got to work with. So next I'm going to clean the brush. I'm just going to go into a bit of raw sienna, a bit of cadmium yellow. And up the side of this, a little bit of little grassy bits. Even there's some grass on this side as well. Bit of ultramarine. And it's going to come down. So it pops across there like that. It's like a it's like an outlet to the sea or something like that, I think. It comes round there like that. And then we got some more, bit of brown, bit of blue. Some more hills and rocks and things up there. Back this side, let's go a bit of cadmium yellow, a bit of Payne's grey. be a little bit drier. I'm going to make a bit of yellow, a bit of Payne's grey. In fact, let's make that like a tree line going up, just flicking it up like that with the corner of the brush. It's coming down there. I'm going to put another one on the other side. This one's going to be further away, so with this one I'm just going to flick it up like that. So it look like hundreds of trees in the distance. Have another line there. These ones are a bit closer, so these ones are taller. And these ones are slightly different. This sort of technique, just flicking it up like that. That's coming down there like that, nice and dark. Shadowy areas. And it's like this river's coming through now. Put a bit of brown in there. Get some brown on the river banks. There. Let's clean that brush. Make sure this is flat against the board. Just a 9mm piece of plywood I got here leaning against the easel. The only reason it's up right like 90 degrees is so that it's easier to record. You can, as long as you're, I mean, just 10 degrees, just slightly like that will do, suffice. If you don't have to have it up right like this. Now, I've done a lot of dark areas, so I'm going to go back to a bit of light colours. So a bit of raw sienna, and I'm just going to push it in there like that. Push it in. Got a bit on this side as well. And there we go. Bit of brown, bit of blue. I'm just going to work out where this foreground river sort of comes. So somewhere sort of like that, I think. Sweeps round there, just to the right. And then we'll sort of, I'm just going to line that with a few rocks, stones there, just on the banks. And just to get smaller and smaller as they disappear into the distance. A few big rocks coming down this hill on this side. Just stopping short of the river. Let's just stick a few in here as well while it's in the hand. I am aware I've done a lot of scraping out, so do I need to cover some of them up maybe? I think I'm going to leave it like that, I think. Just use this little brush, see what happens. I've just got a very watery mix. I'm just sort of filling some of them in with this sort of very watery bluey mix, just so it doesn't look quite so over the top. I'm leaving the other one unpainted, just to give that sort of light effect just coming off the tips. Let's do a few on here as well. So it's not just pure white. I might leave that like that for now, I think. The water. Now I'm going to put some water in. Often I'll just leave it like that, but I think this time I'm just going to take all these sky colours, predominantly a bit of alizarin, bit of blue, bit of red, bit of everything really. Payne's grey, alizarin, bit of blue, more alizarin. I'm just going to start up here. I'm just going to leave plenty of gaps where the it's like the sort of ripples on the water and stuff. I'm just going to sweep that round there like that. That's not really come out how I was hoping. I think I faffed about it a bit too much. I'm just going to fill it in now, just see what it looks like. Fill that in. Let's just take that up to the edges a little bit. A few rocks in the water as well. Just define these edges a little bit better. There's a lot of open space. I think I just want to fill just a little bit of it. I think we need like a big tree or something. I'm just doing a bit of cadmium yellow, a bit of Payne's grey. Fairly decent amount of water in the brush. Certainly enough to hold all the hairs together. Just to bring it to a nice chisel edge. Maybe one that starts something. There's the top. I'm just going to work that way down. Just using the corner of the brush. Right down into the foreground. Stick another one in as well then. That one's behind that side, isn't it? Stick another one up there. Not quite as high. In there like that. I'm wondering if do I need some on this side. I might leave. Oh, I'm going to stick one in. I'm going to stick one in. So I want this one slightly bigger. It's going to go about up there. Come down there like that. Another one. And stick another one just behind there. Does that look any better? Does that look better framed? That looks a little bit better. It's sort of framed better now by the tree. So I think I just need a little bird in the sky. I think. Just switch to the rigger. Probably going to light area. I think. Another one there and another one there, and then I'm just going to scrape my name out in this one. Ooh, almost too wet, just about got away with it. Right, let's stick a frame on and see what it looks like. So here's the thing in a frame, so we're going to have a closer look at it. I think the first thing that strikes me, there's no real focal points. I think maybe a little log cabin somewhere or something would have given the eye somewhere to go. But starting with the sky, sort of chaotic mix, raw sienna, ultramarine, lizard and crimson, Payne's grey, light red. There's a bit of everything sort of thrown in. And I've scraped out this mountain using the corner of a plastic card. You can only just about see what's left behind the trees on the other side. Then there's a couple of different ways of doing trees. Here I was just flicking it up. You can just about see behind these trees. Flicking it up with the height brush. A few more down here. And then on the other side, I was just sort of, this hasn't gone quite as strong. See how it's a bit lighter in tone. I was just flicking it up with the corner of the brush. This river, I did mean to have a few more white bits that were going to act as like the rapids. But I ended up blocking it in a bit too much. But anyway, I've lined it with loads of rocks, probably maybe over scraped all the way up as it winds around onto the horizon line. But the painting felt a bit bare, so I've tried to frame it with these big trees, a few on the left, a few more on the right hand foreground here, just to try and frame the scene. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Keep practicing. Any questions, please ask, and I'll see you again soon.